Hey kids! And now it's time for another Silly Songs with Brager. The part of the show where Brager comes out and sings a silly song. Today, we are going to be talking about an album from my personal album collection. And this was a band that I didn't have a lot of familiarity with until I bought this album. And this is still the only album by the Casket Lottery that I have any familiarity with. So the Casket Lottery is this indie rock band that I had heard maybe, some random tracks, probably on very low volume. And so I had very little familiarity with before I bought this album. I bought this album, Real Fear, at Agartha. Bought it secondhand for only $7, and that's why I got it. It was sort of an educated guess though, since I knew kind of what kind of music I was getting into. I had an idea of what to expect, even though I hadn't heard the album and hadn't heard them much. So the reason I had an interest in this band at all, I have been known to listen to other indie rock, but the reason that I had any interest in this particular band was simply because there's actually going to be another video in the future, probably, where I kind of talk about this again. There was a band called the Appleseed Cast, and at one time, the drummer was Nate Jr., and I don't know how long he stayed with the Appleseed Cast, but he's the drummer for the Casket Lottery. So the reason that I was even interested is because they have the same drummer, and I had heard him play on the album Peregrine, and I loved it. I thought the drumming was really unique and cool, and maybe it had something to do with the producer, or maybe not. Maybe it was all the drummer. I don't know, but I loved the drumming on that album. I had heard Peregrine back in like 2005 or thereabouts, but I didn't buy Real Fear until, when did I buy this? I don't know, a few years ago. And it included stickers on here. Download card included. This did not happen to be true this time because I bought it secondhand. But hey, it was $7. I couldn't resist. I got it at Agartha, and I love Agartha in St. Paul. Really cool record store. I recommend it. I ended up not really loving this album. I've listened to it many times. This isn't one of those where I'm like, I own this, I listened to it twice. No, I've listened to it more than twice. I've listened to it plenty of times. I had it on the turntable for quite a while. And it's got some pretty solid stuff on it. So I like it. I'm not crazy about it, but I like it. It's got sort of a upbeat, kind of like indie rock, emo type sound to it. Maybe a little overproduced. I don't know. Maybe there are some similarities with Appleseed Cast, even though there's not really that much in common on the outside. It also came with the free promo poster, which is in here, unless I took it out or took it down, got rid of it. So I awkwardly take it out and awkwardly put it back in. See what we got. Thought about hanging it up before. I mean, their album art isn't really that unique or anything. I don't even know if you'll be able to tell in the video. You see that skull? It's the same artwork that is exact same art as on the cover. No Sleep Records. It smells kind of musty for some reason. Maybe it's because I was holding it up against another old record. So yeah, no download card. Somebody already used it. Or if the card was in there, I tried it and it was used. Poster that I'll probably never put up. Can't really tell, but the color that they kind of used for this is sort of cool. I could see myself listening to more Casket Lottery in the future, checking out other stuff. I am curious. I don't know that I would ever buy a Casket Lottery album again. Man, like I said, at this price I couldn't resist. $7. And the disc is in great shape. Like, it's not damaged. There's little to no damage to the packaging too. You know, it was a no-brainer. Not really any standout songs, but then, you know, I don't... So often, especially with vinyl, I'm not listening to songs. Most of the time I listen to albums. Even when I'm listening to streaming services, I'm listening to albums a lot of the time. I'm not listening to specific songs, really. Not that there isn't stuff. Not that there aren't any songs that I like better than others on here. Just not that many standouts. No, I don't think I ever noticed there's like hands on the back of this. I don't know if you can tell with all that glare. There are hands. Don't have too much to talk about with the Casket Lottery. Although, if you're watching this and if you're into like indie rock, probably worth checking out. Maybe even if you like pop punk, maybe you'd like it. It's not a pop punk album. Not at all, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like a tiny bit of that bleeds through on here. Indie rock, whatever. I was not at my occupation today. I took a vacation day. If it weren't for that, I probably wouldn't be just sitting here making a video, because I'll be busy all week, maybe. It is Homegrown Music Festival, which is 8 days long. Started last night, and it's going through next Sunday, or this next coming Sunday. And it's a lot of music, it's a lot of hours being out. It's too little sleep sometimes. I don't know. I'm gonna go be checking stuff out, maybe even every day. So yeah. In just a couple hours I'll be heading out. I won't be sitting at home listening to records. I will be out watching the real thing happen. I love live music just like I love recorded music. Well, before I go, I think I will show one thing about this album. Hold on. So this is another colored vinyl, and I think it's pretty cool. I like the colors on this one. Pretty neat, right? Pretty neat. It's like a splatter. With an almost bluish gray. Really like that one. Colored vinyl's cool. It's not a huge selling point for me. I know there are folks out there that are probably like, oh, I'm going to buy this album 6 times because I want every color. Black is fine by me, but I can appreciate the colored stuff too. I like it. Put that away. We're done with that. Probably not going to listen to this one anymore today. Thank you for coming. A good night, everybody. And be kind.